All right, everybody. So it worked. I know this is like the 8th video or something like that I've made of this issue, but it's just been ongoing for 3 weeks now, maybe. And just wanted to report that I just got back from town, and God, I went through probably like 6 gallons of gas testing this by stomping on the gas pedal today, and it works great. So thank you. I forgot the guy's name, the channel. He has like 3 wagoneers or something, 2 parts ones, and the one that he's working on. Appreciate you mentioning the sending unit. I was probably going to check it eventually, but you told me to not bother dropping the gas tank and just pull the sending unit out right away, which I did. Much quicker, much easier, and voila, I found out that the issue was the collapsed filter on the sending unit, and or filter sock or whatever, and also it was like completely clogged. So doing some research online again, I noticed that people were saying you can remove the filter sock, put a fuel line the same length of that filter sock on there, and just add a inline fuel filter before the fuel pump, which is what I'm going to do. But I did the fuel line thing, and it works great. So I'm not going to bother putting a filter sock back on there. I'm going to leave the fuel line on the sending unit, and I'm just going to add, like I said, the filter before the fuel pump. So anyway, that's said and done. I appreciate everybody's comments and stuff like that. I did get a rude comment saying, oh, it's a Chrysler product. Well, I mean, yes and no. This thing was made in the 60s, so this is just one of the later model ones, so it has nothing to do with that. It's just a filter sock that got clogged. There's always some person who has to say stuff like that. But anyway, I will tell you, though, I did break down in town. I am having vapor lock issues because I needed that phenolic spacer for the carburetor. And also, this fuel pump is from the J10, like I mentioned in prior videos. And it works, but the problem is I forgot that the fuel pump check valve does not work on this thing. So when it has vapor lock, it pushes air and all of the it pushes all the fuel out of the line and just air through it to the gas tank. And when you turn the vehicle on, the pump doesn't siphon fuel properly, and it's a pain in the ass. And then it runs out of gas in the fuel bowl, and it dies, and it won't start again. And thankfully, I had squirt bottle of gasoline, filled up the bowl, got the Jeep running, but I had to disconnect the fuel filter on the carburetor up there. I'll show you. And I had to stick a fuel line, or take a fuel line, a vacuum line from the vehicle somewhere, pull that off, stick it on the fuel line. So I disconnected this. I stole a vacuum line right here, and then I hooked it up to the fuel line on this end, and as the Jeep was running, I had to suck on the fuel to get it to the fuel pump. Once it got to the fuel pump, then it started pumping, and it was squirting fuel like crazy. So I disconnected that line, put this one on real quick, and I had to tighten the clamp down, and I let it run for like 5 minutes, and then I unscrewed this, pulled it off slowly just to see if it was still pumping, and it was. So then I made it home. So I had that same issue with the J10 with this pump. So I'm going to take this pump off. I'm going to put the Wagoneers original pump back on now that I know it was the filter sock, and that will stop that issue. So definitely don't want to break down in the middle of nowhere like I did with the J10 using this pump because the check valve whatever doesn't work. So, but then again, I'll end the video here. Thank you guys for commenting. Thank you for helping. I don't know everything, you know what I mean? I knew there were filter socks on there, but I didn't realize that they were that small of a filter as far as like how well they filter, and it just was completely clogged. I didn't know they can collapse like that. Had no clue. So I chased a rabbit from everywhere, replacing everything, and it took weeks and weeks, and finally the issue was done. Thank you. So again, I appreciate it, guys. And if you like these type of videos, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate thumbs ups if you guys can do that. I'm already at 1,000 subscribers. Heck, I think I'm like at 1,020 now. It's like starting to really pick up. and I just need more view hours now. So if you guys can watch all of my video instead of like, you know, turning it on for 10 seconds and then clicking off, I'd appreciate that. The more view hours I get, I can start getting paid for doing stuff like this. And yeah, Lord knows I could use the money. So thank you guys again.